Hi guys, welcome back. We did amazing work in the last video when we cast Amberlynn's movie. It's currently in production and it is set to make, at least $500,000, which means we're losing millions on what we spent on production, but it turns out that she just doesn't really have like the fan base that we were expecting. So that's our bad, but we're gonna correct that mistake. We're going to make up all that lost money because we are going to be making a film about someone who has an even smaller audience. Chantal Marie, Foodie Beauty. If you know anything about Chantal, you'll know that she is a very angry person.
Ooh, stay mad, bitch. Who's got 2,100 people watching them? Not you, bitch. Me. Not you, bitch. Fuck you. Sweet Jane, are you fucking Oh, sorry, I said Oh, I'm not allowed to say Ooh, sorry. Oh, sorry, that's a slur. Give me a break. I'm so tired of people being so fucking SJW. You can't even say anything anymore without people being fucking offended.
She is a bigot. She's pretty hateful. What other adjectives are there? Now, I took my time figuring out who I wanted to cast in the main role as Chantal. I even reached out to y'all in a community post to see what y'all thought. Out of like two options, who would you pick? But I ended up going a different route than what I even pulled you on. So stick around until the end to see who I selected to play Chantal, and I even included some clips of the person I chose next to some clips of Chantal just so that you can truly see my vision. The current working title for this project is Beauty Bite.
Beauty Bite? Beauty Bite! Beauty Bite! Beauty Bite! Beauty Bite!
There are way better suggestions that I'm sure you guys could come up with, so please leave it in the comments below. Obviously, we can't do a movie about Chantal if we're not including some of the reaction channels that she has the most to say about, one of which being Alex is Shook. And here are our options. Joe Jonas, Sacha Baron Cohen, and Jason Schwartzman. Obviously, the last thing that we need for this Hollywood picture is more straight men playing gay men. But just as a reminder, I use a specific website that I'll put on the screen here. And my process, if you didn't watch the Amberlynn video, is that I will take a picture of the person I'm trying to cast and I will sort through all of the lookalike pictures and pick the best 3 that I think will represent this person. And unfortunately, this website did not come up with any men except for the likes of these 3. Based off of these 3, I would say visually, I get it. The vibe's there. But unfortunately, Sacha Baron Cohen is a little bit too old for this role. And he's also not giving like somebody who would want tea or want to talk about like drama. So that's going to be a no. And then between Jason Schwartzman and Joe Jonas, I think it's pretty clear what I need to do here, which would be cast Joe Jonas, because Joe Jonas is where the publicity is at. Okay, people, we need to make up about $2.5 million from the failure that is already this Amberlynn movie, and it hasn't even come out yet. So we're going to cast Joe Jonas as Alex is Shook. Next up, we have FFG, also known as French fried Gorl. I feel like when you think of Chantal, you hear FFG. They kind of go together. FFG is somebody who reacts to a lot of Chantal's material, and this is a pivotal role in the screenplay that I wrote for this movie. And the options to cast her are as followed: Mae Whitman, Amber Tamlyn, and Macy Williams. Visually, I feel like Macy Williams is too young. And between Mae Whitman and Amber Tamlyn, honestly, I'm getting more these vibes versus these vibes. So I think we know who our winner is. Amber Tamlyn, you're going to play FFG. I mean, so far, this has been easy. I'm liking what we have going on. I wonder if the next one is going to be another reaction channel. Let's see. Oh. Okay, well, Amberlynn is back. I think it makes sense that Amberlynn is included in this movie, considering that she is the only other YouTuber that can really be compared to Foodie Beauty, at least in terms of audience. So Amberlynn being involved definitely makes sense, but I think this would end up being more of a minor role. I think a lot of this Amberlynn character would come in the form of like text messages when Foodie Beauty like says something to upset her or when she needs something from Foodie Beauty. So this will be a minor character, but definitely still important. And then as far as casting her, for the Amberlynn movie, we had cast Chrissy Metz to play Amberlynn. But since this movie is a completely separate project and I wanted to make sure that you guys got a say, I took some of your comments and I cast 2 people that were brought up in those comments. The first person to consider for this role is Nikki Garza. You might be like, Lauren, what the hell? She doesn't look like Nikki Garza. What are you even doing? Well, I thought that too. This actor / TikToker was one of the people that was suggested to me in the comments. And when I looked her up, I was like, I'm not so sure about that. But then I looked up some pictures of her without makeup and it makes a little bit more sense. Nikki Garza is a beautiful woman, regardless of if she's wearing makeup or not. But I think without the makeup, the resemblance is a little bit more there. But moving forward, the other options that we have are Sharon Rooney and Chrissy Metz. Sharon Rooney was the other person that was suggested in the comments. She actually played Lawyer Barbie in the new Barbie movie. So we stand. And then Chrissy Metz obviously is currently playing Amberlynn in the Amberlynn movie. Now, I don't think Chrissy Metz needs to play this role again. That seems to be a bit of overkill. She's already doing charity work as it is. Plus, this is like a smaller character, so it's not like we need this person to be like a dramatic role. So I'm looking for something like more in the comedic side. I think that they could both do a great job. I know that Nikki Garza has acted on the show Dynasty, so she has experience with that. Obviously Sharon Rooney was in the Barbie movie, so she's also an actress. But I'm just like feeling the Nikki Garza vibes. Maybe y'all will disagree. I think that she would be a good pick. So we're going to say no to her. And we are going to cast Nikki Garza as Amberlynn. Congratulations, girl. Next up, we have some of the more juicy ones. So first and foremost, we have BB, the man that Chantal cheated on like there's no tomorrow. And being considered to play BB is Leslie Odom Jr., Malcolm Barrett, and Cinqua Walls. Literally all 3 of these men could play this role perfectly, but I wanted somebody who could really give that like passive, low energy, just kind of like wallflower energy. And I think Cinqua would do a really good job with this role. So he will be getting the role of BB. Next up, we have perpetual victim, Deedee Megadoodoo, also known as Deedee, also known as Debbie. Do we think she's a nice person? Not very much. Is she currently in a relationship with the most toxic man that Chantal was ever with? Yes. So we both dislike her and we also support her to a certain extent. Let's calm down. To play Deedee, we have Marsha Harden, Michelle Williams, and Evan Peters. Immediately when I saw these results, I said, okay, neither of these women are going to work. Like, they are far too classy. No offense to Deedee, of course, but it's just not going to work. And then looking at Evan Peters, I mean, I almost chose him. I swear to God. I had put him in the final lineup. I had done everything. I had put forth the paperwork. I even sent him a contract with the salary offer. But then when we ended up casting Nader, I realized Evan Peters is not going to be Deedee. This is not going to work. And since Nader is like a pretty important character in this film, Evan Peters is just not going to work as much as I wish, because I would love to work with him. So I had a look at all of the actors that I had auditioned for this role, and I actually came across a headshot for Julia Stiles, who was considered for the Amberlynn movie, and I decided, Julia Stiles actually looks like Deedee, so this could work. Julia Stiles, you are Deedee. Nader. Chantal met him on Tinder. He's a possessive, control freak, loser. When they first met, she did drugs with him. And around the time she got hooked, she started paying his rent when they weren't even together. Chantal proceeded to get in the most toxic relationship possible with Nader. It was very off and on again. It lasted for a very long time. It was very abusive. And Nader is just a really, really nasty person. And it's shocking to think that somebody could be nastier than Chantal herself. But Nader takes the cake, man. The actors up for this role are Sam. let's start over. The actors up for this role are Simon Helberg, Angel Di Maria, and Adrian Brody. While Angel has the look we're looking for, the acting chops are not there, and this will not work. I was having trouble deciding between Adrian and Salmon. Okay, I keep calling him Salmon. Between the options of Simon and Adrian, I really wanted to go with Adrian. I thought this is an actor who can play this role, this really gritty, tough job, and he can really make this like a memorable role. So we reached out to Adrian Brody and he hung up on us. So then I emailed him and he said he wants no part of this project. So then I emailed him again and then he was like, I'm actually more of an Amberlynn fan. So Adrian is out and Simon is going to play Nader. I think he's going to do a great job. I think he has the look. He's also more of like a comedy actor. So I think this would be like an interesting, serious role for him to play. But he can also like use some of his humor to make Nader even a little bit more likable, because if we were to make a movie showing Nader as he truly is, not one single person in the audience is going to buy that. And like, we know because we've seen it happen. We saw the videos that, you know, would get posted and then deleted and then posted and deleted. But a random person coming into the movie theater to see this film, they are not going to buy it. So we do need to make him a little bit likable. We'll have to rewrite history just a little bit. Next up, we have Salah. Fair warning, the reason why there are so many pictures of Salah on the screen is because I had a lot of issues trying to find a Middle Eastern actor on this website that looked like him. I'm not trying to be a part of the problem and whitewash all of these roles, okay? But unfortunately, within the confines of this movie that's very much real, by the way, I have to use this website to come up with lookalikes. And it was just not working with me. I couldn't find a single Middle Eastern actor that looked like him. And I tried looking up like famous Middle Eastern actors or actors from Kuwait, and it was coming up with like a bunch of like elderly men. So we're just going to move forward and just know I tried. Okay. This is Salah. This is Chantal's current husband. They are very much in love. Do not ask questions. And how dare you if you even look at them sideways. Chantal moved from Canada to the Middle East to live with Salah and be his wife. And she did not change her opinions and how she dresses and talks and acts for this man. The actors being considered to play Salah are Richard Chavira, Zachary Quinto, and Alessandro Carloni. Zachary Quinto unfortunately immediately bowed out after hearing that the movie was about a YouTuber. He is still scarred from his experience with Shane Dawson. If you know, you know. So Zachary Quinto is out. The two remaining actors would both be great choices, but based on who I chose to be Chantal, I was needing somebody who was a little bit younger. So Alessandro is going to be out, and the actor that we have chosen to play Salah is going to be Richard. Richard Chavira, thank you so much for auditioning. I really appreciate it. I know you needed some work, no offense. So you're welcome for the role. You will be playing one of the main roles. However, you will have very little lines. So good luck with that. And before we get to Chantal, of course, we have to cast Peetz. Peetz is an interesting man. Peetz was somebody that Chantal dated and then became a mooch friend of hers. It's hard to explain. Fair warning, I don't like Peetz, as I don't like a lot of these people. And then kind of like what we saw with Nader, this role, it's going to be unbelievable if we play it true to life. So we're going to need to kind of alter this character a little bit and maybe make him a like, not funny, but like funny-ish. The way I see it is Nader is going to be altered a little bit just to make it more believable, because it is literally so unbelievable how terrible he was from the very beginning. But Peetz will be altered just simply to be the comedic relief, because truly out of this entire cast, the only funny person is Alex's Shook, and Alex is one of the most minor characters in this film. Actors being considered for Peetz are Guillermo del Toro, Dan Folger, and Paul Giamatti. It's hard to pinpoint exactly why, but Guillermo is just not the right option for this role. I just know it in my bones. Paul Giamatti, I love him. I would love to work with him. And if you look at that picture of him, it's like, oh my God, he could play someone like Peetz, like someone who's dead behind the eyes. But to be true to the story, he will need to have dated Chantal at one point. And again, Chantal is a little bit younger. So based on that, the role's going to have to go to Dan Folger. Dan Folger, congratulations. You are playing Peetz. Hopefully, you know, your check doesn't bounce. And finally, we have Chantal. Who is Chantal? Well, she's a really sweet, really timid Canadian girl who never meant to hurt a flea. JK, Chantal's the worst. The way I look at it, if you've made it this far in the video, you know who Chantal is, or you're somebody in my family. And in that case, I don't know, figure it out. But to put it simply, Chantal is transphobic, homophobic, just nasty in general, mean-spirited, and the list goes on and on and on. Naturally, her being our main character, we do have a couple more extra options as far as the actor that will play her. First up is Rosie O'Donnell. Then we have Mark Addy and Mikhail Friedman, Lena Dunham, Pam Ferris, who played Miss Trunchbull, and Dot Marie Jones. Coming back to this screen, Rosie O'Donnell, while this picture, it could work, she's actually much older now. So Rosie O'Donnell is not going to work, unfortunately. Also, he does not look like Foodie Beauty. I don't know why he made the list. So sorry. But right here, Mark Addy, I mean, I have to say, like, if you really just look at their faces, they do look kind of similar. So let's put him as a maybe for now. Between Lena Dunham, Miss Trunchbull, and Dot Marie Jones, I like the idea of Dot Marie Jones playing like an older version of Chantal, but after I thought about it, I really just can't do that to her. She's an icon and a legend and a queen, and we love her. So we need her to stay as far away from this film as possible. With love in our heart, you are kicked away from this audition process. And then while Ms. Trunchbull is spitting image to Chantal, this movie is very old, and Pam Ferris is too old to be playing Chantal these days. So sorry. So we're down to Lena Dunham and Mark Addy. I will say on the community post that I posted, anyway, the winner was Lena Dunham by like a landslide. And I even saw some comments of people saying like, I wouldn't have thought that they look similar. There you go. And while it would be funny to cast Mark Addy in this film, we both know that's not the answer here. So unfortunately, he'll have to be kicked out. So you would think like, okay, well, Lauren's casting Lena Dunham then. Actually, I'm not. I think Lena Dunham could do this role justice, but my hang up came with the fact that anybody who plays Chantal needs to be slightly unhinged, or needs to play slightly unhinged. And Lena Dunham, as far as I'm aware, is able to play quirky. So I was thinking like, who else could play Chantal? What does Chantal do? She sits in her car. She screams in her car. She screams in general. She says horrible things. She's mean-spirited, and she'll do anything to make a quick buck. Do you guys know who that sounds like? The HRH Collection girl, Alex. Hear me out. Trust me. When I realized that this could actually work, I was shocked because I would have never thought that Alex could play Chantal. She's not even necessarily an actor in theory, but you're not going to sit here and tell me that trolls don't exist on the internet. I'm sure her videos are trolls. You look at old videos of hers, she doesn't act like that. But I want to play you some clips of Chantal and HRH Collection videos just so you can see what I'm seeing, and then maybe you'll be more okay with this decision.
And this fucking asshole old piece of shit with wrinkly fucking balls, I hope he fucking... Honestly, this piece of shit ruined my whole fucking day. At the lunch hall, he was in line with his fucking backpack. I have a burger, and they don't have fucking relish. Oh, go back to Canada and get your fucking relish, you piece of fucking old shit. You don't have relish on your burger. Ew. Wipe fucking problem. Who gives a fuck if you don't have relish? Shove your relish so far up your fucking ass, you old piece of fucking white shit. We're entitled pieces of shit. And Cuban people are fucking suffering every day. Ooh, I don't have relish on my burger. Guess what, Mr. Relish Man? Nobody gives a fuck about your white piece of shit wife in the fucking Western world worrying about if your husband with saggy balls have fucking relish. Nobody gives a shit!
Stop! Stop it! Stop it, okay? Enough! This is America, you stupid pieces of shit!
I don't give a fuck about them. They suck. I hate them. Fucking both of them can burn in hell. I don't care, Flabera, what she says. Fuck you. Look at her. She looks bigger in person, too. She's a fucking Amazon. And your pussy's gray, and you smell like sardines, bitch, so shut the fuck up. I would rather be fat than look like her. I have no problem being the size I am, at all. Thank you. You know why you're mad? You're just mad, Deedee, because this isn't how it was supposed to go for you, honey, was it?
Here's some pickles I got. Don't get the sweet ones, you fat fuck, okay? Sweet pickles. Do you know those are like, I think it's like 40 calories or something in like I think it's like 5 or 10 calories for one pickle chip, okay? So you can't eat those. Now, that's not in the skinny fridge. You have to get like the kosher ones or the dill ones. I hate that you can't see my damn jewelry with this fucking shirt on!
So I think we can all agree. Alex will be playing Chantal. I think this would be Alex's first movie role. And while I wouldn't necessarily want to give somebody like Alex, a main part in a movie where she could be making a lot of money, I will say, she'd probably have to sit for hours in a chair every day of shooting to put some kind of prosthetics on, maybe sit in a makeup chair just so she can look more like Chantal. And, that's what she would be known for. And then, it'd be a shame if she got typecast as that role. And then something that she would be super excited about now becomes like the very bane of her existence. And with that, we have our cast for the Foodie Beauty movie. I am so curious to know what you guys think about this. I even cast Chantal's mother. I don't know if it's going to be a flashback scene. I don't even know if she has a mother. I just know that we had an extra slot and I wanted to cast somebody. And I thought, this picture of Roseanne looked perfect. And then, of course, Kenneth will be guest starring. Are you kidding? If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I hope this was nearly as good as the amberlynn movie video, but I still had fun making this one. And as long as I have fun making it, hopefully you've had fun watching it and it's worth it. So you guys have an amazing day. I appreciate y'all so much. Please remember to hit like and subscribe, and I will see y'all next time. Bye, guys.